Hello all, welcome to the online course on distributed web-based system. In this video, we will study web documents and hypertext transfer protocol, that is HTTP. At the end of this video, learner will be able to describe the working of HTTP protocol and explain types of HTTP connections and HTTP methods. Web documents. Fundamental to the web is that virtually all information comes in the form of a document. A document can be a plain text. Also, it includes all kinds of dynamic features such as audio, video, animation, and so on. Most documents can be roughly divided into two parts. A main part that at the very least act as a template for the second part, which consists of many different bits and pieces that jointly constitute the document that is displayed in a browser. The main part is generally written in a markup language. The most widely used markup language in the web is HTML, that is Hypertext Markup Language. HTML allows the embedding of links to other documents. Another increasingly important markup language is Extensible Markup Language, that is XML. It provides much more flexibility in defining what a document should look like. HTML and XML can also include all kinds of tags that refer to embedded documents, that is, references to files that should be included to make a document complete. Embedded documents come in all sorts and flavors. Each embedded document has an associated MIME type. MIME stands for Multipurpose Internet Mail Exchange and, as its name suggests, was originally developed to provide information on the content of a message body that was sent as a part of electronic mail. It distinguishes various types of message contents. MIME makes a distinction between top-level types and subtypes. Figure shows the sum of the top-level types and subtypes. As shown in the figure, there are 6 top-level MIME types and its subtypes, which are text, which comes as a plain text, HTML or XML. Image can be GIF or JPEG. Audio can be basic or tone. Video, MPEG, pointer, application, octet stream, PostScript or PDF, and multipart, which is mixed and parallel. Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP. All communication in the web between clients and servers is based on the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP. HTTP is relatively simple client-server protocol in which a client sends a request message to a server and waits for the response message. An important property of HTTP is that it is stateless. That is, it does not have any concept of open connection and does not require a server to maintain information on its clients. HTTP is based on TCP. Whenever a client issues a request to a server, it first sets up a TCP connection to the server and then sends its request message on that connection. The same connection is used for receiving the response. HTTP connections. In HTTP version 1.0 and older, each request to a server required setting up a separate connection. When the server has responded, the connection was broken down again. Such connections are called as non-persistent connection. The major drawback of non-persistent connection is that it is relatively costly to set up a TCP connection. As a consequence, the time it takes to transfer an entire document with all its elements to client may be considerable. Another approach that is followed in HTTP version 1.1 is to make use of a persistent connection, which can be used to issue several requests without the need for a separate connection for each request-response pair. To further improve performance, a client can issue several requests in a row without waiting for the response to the first request, also called as pipelining. Figure shows both the non-persistent connection and persistent connection. You can see in the diagram, first, in non-persistent connection, client creates a separate connection for sending the requested document, and in the second persistent connection, all the references are combined as a one request and sent to server. Then server will respond to the client request for the required document. So this distinguish between non-persistent and persistent connections. HTTP methods. HTTP has been designed as a general purpose client-server protocol oriented towards the transfer of a document in both directions. A client can request each of these operations to be carried out at the server by sending a request message connecting the operation desired to the server. The most commonly used HTTP messages are shown in the table. The head operation is submitted to the server when a client does not want the actual document but rather only its associated metadata. For example, using the head operation will return the time the referred document was modified. The most important operation is GET. This operation is used to actually fetch a document from the server and return it to the requesting client. It is also possible to specify that a document should be returned only if it has been modified after a specific time. The put operation is opposite to the GET operation. A client can request a server to store a document under a given name, which is provided in the request message. The post operation is similar to storing a document except that a client will request data to be added to a document or collection of documents. A typical example is posting an article to a news group. Finally, the delete operation is used to request a server to remove the document that is named in the message sent to the server again. HTTP request message. Figure shows the HTTP request message. All communication between client and server takes place through messages. A request message consists of three parts. The request line is mandatory and identifies the operation that the client wants the server to carry out, along with the reference to the document associated with the request. A separate field is used to identify the version of HTTP the client is expecting. HTTP response message. A response message starts with a status line containing version number and also a 3-digit status code. The code is briefly explained with the textual phrase that is sent along as a part of the status line. For example, status code 200 indicates OK, 400 bad request, and so on. A request or response message may contain additional headers. So in this way, the response message is executed. HTTP message header. The table shows the number of valid message header that can be sent along with a request or response. First, accept. The source is client and it explains the type of document the client can handle. The next, accept char set, where it explains the character sets are acceptable for the client. Then accept encoding, the document encodings the client can handle. Accept language, the natural language the client can handle. Authorization, a list of the client's credentials. www, authenticate, which the source is server. Security challenge, the client should respond to. Date, the header can be initiated by both client and server, which contains date and time the message was sent. E-tag, which contains the tag associated with the return document. Expires, the source is server, which contains the time for how long the response remains valid. Header from, the source is client, which explains the client's email address. Host, source is client, the DNS name of the document server. If match, which contains the tag that document should have. If non-match, which explains the tag the document should not have. If modified since, which contains and tells the server to return a document only if it is been modified since the specified time. If unmodified since, which tells the server to return a document only if it has not been modified since the specified time. Last modified, which is the source is server, contains the time the return document was last modified. Location, source is server, which contains a document reference to which the client should redirect its request. The next is referrer, the source is client, which refers to client's most recently requested document. Upgrade, the source can be both client and server, which contains the application protocol the sender wants to switch to. The last, warning, the source can be both server and client, which contains the information about the status of the data in the message. Here we studied the HTTP protocol and its request response message format. You can give feedback about this video in the comment section. Thank you. Hello all.